typewriter than I thought it would. I don't want to talk for too long, so I'm just going to use the notes on my phone and stick to them. My name is Brett Womack, and welcome to the stage reading of my musical, The Peak. This show has been a passion project of mine for about 2 or so years now, and I'm very happy to be presenting this to you all today. This is my first time presenting something not in like an educational setting, so it's exciting for me. I just want to give a quick thank you to all the lovely people at Workhouse for this opportunity. I think this is very important work they're doing here, and there's not enough new works being done, and it's really nice to be able to see all 6 of these playwrights, and hopefully many more to come, get an opportunity to present their work. Thank you to these wonderful people on stage for putting up with my weirdness, as well as our director, Andy Brown, and our stage manager, Shannon Harrel. And for all of you for coming out here to support this. To explain what this is, bear with me, a musical adaptation and reaction to famous absurdist philosopher Albert Camus' essay, The Myth of Sisyphus. Obviously, it was basically a hyperfixation that I could not get out of my head until I wrote it down, but it's nice to have it out, and I think we have something pretty special here. So that's what that is, and after the fact, if we have time, I plan to do a quick 5 to 10 minute Q&A session. If you have any burning questions for me or them about the show, our process, whatever, what we had for lunch. And yeah, so I'll be immediately following, and I'm going to keep myself from rambling, so sit back, relax, and please enjoy The Peak.
Sisyphus of Thessaly, born to high status and wealth, ere long would become a king, a detriment to his whole self.
More cunning a trickster never touched the peninsula of Greece, for Sisyphus of Thessaly was conniving to say the least.
Betrayed Zeus and cheated death, that much we know from the myth. Locked away in Tartarus for everything Sisyphus did.
Forced to labor on a stone till it tumbles down, twisting the knife. Now the people know his death more than they knew his life.
Philosophers have written about him, arguments, essays, and books, picked apart his psyche and his history, motives, and looks.
Deemed absurdist by Camus and held as such for many years. Very little added on by any of that writer's peers.
So now we wait and watch and think on Sisyphus wiping his brow. We view his toils and watch unfoil a what-if scenario now. Dissect a brain and analyze the weight of an infinite toll as Sisyphus of Thessaly finally achieves his goal.
Boulder rests on this dirt patch. This is where it's always found. It's made one big desired path. From then this tumbles down. It's perfectly spherical from the erosion. Think it was like this before, but hey, what do I know? The boulder is cold to the touch, just as the dirt, grass, mud, and moss. But it will warm up soon enough from my body heat rubbing off. It's sturdy and breaking, it soothes all my aching. It's never to slip from my grip until fate runs its course. My endless long ascension to the heavens, just to have it all. That's my purpose, and I'm fine. The boulder here is all I know. The memories fade like bruises fast. fog is one big swirl. Happy, sad, I can't know. My purpose is routine, my purpose is static. My purpose is pushing this boulder forever and more. It's draining, mind is waning. Every day in heaven of the walls. That is my purpose, and I fly. Boulder is my purpose. The boulder is my purpose, and
What do you think? What do you think? What do you think of him? Sisyphus, Sisyphus.
What do I think about Sisyphus?
Yes.
It's always Sisyphus, isn't it?
True. It's always Sisyphus with you, Kamy. Boo-hoo, just tell me. What do you think of Sisyphus?
He's disciplined.
Simpleton,
He's a
really awful person when he knew who he was. There, there. You hit it square on the head. Why is this all that happens when he's dead? What was Hades thinking?
Here's what Hades was thinking.
We do, Dick.
Richard.
We do, Richard, we do. We're philosophers after all.
Yeah, well, I just think it's sad. Poor guy, poor wretch, poor soul. Nothing to his name except a myth that everyone forgot. Poor man, poor sap, poor thing, condemned to be a passing thought.
I don't think it's sad.
Here we go.
We know all about your essay. How can it be sad when Sisyphus is at peace? He's hardly a person anymore. A husk in Sisyphus's body.
Poor man.
Poor man. How can he be happy when he barely exists? He doesn't think, therefore he isn't anything odd. How can he be sad? Poor guy, poor wretch, poor soul. Nothing to his name except a name that everyone forgot. Poor man, poor sap, poor thing, compared to being a passing thought. But doesn't it
It's either this or Santa Kimbo in a never-ending limbo. At least, this is something to do.
Imagine the pain you must be going through. Imagine the pain.
Ignoring the pain that I'm used to. Just push.
Just
It's as easy as breathing after infinite repeating. So what if I break my back? It'll always heal right back. I get a break with walking back down. I'm getting quite bored. And the hierarchy's no good, so we better off as a footnote in a book on Greek mythology.
Dick, I think we all agree it's not a great plot to adhere to.
You three know that I can hear you.
Whoa!
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Can you hear us?
Like my own voice,
Can you see us?
like my own hands.
Can you feel us?
You're warm.
It's fine, keep freaking out. Someone here as long as you should if you in contact make you go freaking psycho.
You're in my head. I know you're nothing but pale bacon. My mind is vivid. It's happened many times before.
No, we are real as we can be.
No, we have no real way to prove him wrong. Oh, wait, you're waxing and you're waning. We have lots to be explaining to this. More night, more soul, more man, more
I'm scared, I'm busy, I'm presently preoccupied. I have hit the phone just to hear you all the last my night.
Aren't you so much better than this? So much better than this, poor man. So much better than this.
How am I so much better than this?
Why you're Sisyphus, Sisyphus, Did you just ask who? As in, who is Sisyphus? As in, you don't remember who you used to be? Who is Sisyphus?
Yes, who indeed?
Are we mispronouncing it, or do you just not remember your name?
See, my memory fades in a way that is fickle. My first memory is here in this ground. The long term is cut out as though by sickle, like weeds in a garden to not overwhelm. If anything predates this, any tales of greatness, well, I haven't the robbed, but I disagree. I'm no king and no lover, and I hope I'm not that cruel. No tales of ladies he's changed his back, that I am but a fool.
But there's more. Surely you remember. You had a plot fork from his best, but just as evil as all the rest. He confided in you. Here's what I plan to do. Daughter of a river god, China has a killer body. I'll take her over straight to my home, where we can make daughters of our own. This took the form of a bird and carried me off without a word.
Oh, this!
My brother came to look for help. He came upon your royal self.
I know where your daughter is, but first I must use leverage. The information in exchange for a spring to flow my domain. It is done, I say. They went that away.
You think I'm real ticked about it? Well, the Greek Grim Reaper fell. I told him to come up to the service for Sisyphus is cold.
Well, time has come to die, so me.
Who else?
Well, doesn't care what normally do this job.
They called that he was clever. Well, clever by ancient Greek standards.
Are you sure you know how to work these chains?
Well, of course I do.
Could you show me just something like this?
You nearly choked him out of breath. Sisyphus, you captured death.
You were a man.
You were a king. You were a legend. You were a...
No, that doesn't sound like me. Sorry to interrupt, but I disagree. I'm no conniving trickster, and I'm certainly not strong. I'm plain and simple, you must have me wrong.
But wait, surely you remember who this after death was locked away. No one died a single day. Bloodshed, sacrifice, were no more. This anger, the dawn of war. Every sentence, three heads of set, ahead of Sisyphus. All this
Idea from great clarity.
you talk to your wife therapy.
Very soon will come from he, throw my clothes on the balcony. Leave me there, no clothing nigh. This demanding too long to justify. Just do it.
He was like with great confusion, who were husbands alike. No conclusion was he washed up that river Styx. After 7 years seemed to play his tricks.
Why have I come here so deflated? My body must be desecrated. Please let me return,
Back to life,
yes, to life. And there I may see my funeral rites are carried out. And I shall return,
do you promise?
I do.
Then see that you are married and return straight.
Let me guess.
Of course you didn't return.
All this they sent Hermes to retrieve you and drag you back to hell. You were kicking, screaming, crying.
To Tartarus you were, and death is colder your punishment. You were a man, you were a king,
You were a legend.
you were a...
No, that doesn't sound like me. Sorry to interrupt, but I disagree. I couldn't have cheated death, and I doubt I did it twice. The praise of friends, what I know will suffice. perhaps take it on yourselves to listen. Descend and ground yourself. I'm in no need of help, regardless of the history you've given. You say my state of being's a curse, but I just cite a distantly remembered verse. Perhaps you don't adhere to this, but I say ignorance is bliss. And if same holds true, I'm as pure as a newborn. It's only relevant to you, for I have nothing to mourn. From my life absurdist, say I'm sick in the head. To me I have a purpose. King Sisyphus is dead. I know no things like transience. Eternity is well spent. My existence is the fanciest, but I am content. Everyone knows this world is wild. Something difficult to be reconciled. But this boulder's my purpose, with it I'll reside. My philosophical suicide. You call this all meaningless, but it's the most I'll ever find. Say I'm bored and sad, repeating this, but I'm happy in my mind. Call my life absurdist, say I'm sick in the head. To me I have a purpose. King Sisyphus is dead. I know no things like transience. Eternity is well spent. My existence is the fanciest, but I am content. So what is it to you? Trying to cry in my head. If what you say is true, I'm already dead. And I'm at peace. Don't disturb our grave. Hometown, desist and cease. There's nothing for you to save. The boulder here is all I need. So what? My purpose is absurd. Live in it wholeheartedly, and every second's blurred.
Having justified his actions to the thoughts inside his head, and having proven that he's happy that he's functionally dead, our dear Sisyphus began to climb the same as all his past, but our protagonist did not realize that this would be his last. As though it were a storm.
This is pushing this boulder forever and more. It's done. My task is done. My so-called punishment. The impossible is done. I let go. This doesn't move. It's not falling, not rolling, just finally still. I won. A pattern roll. I'm so unsure. My knees fall to the ground. I feel the earth. I feel myself. And then I look around. The air is thick. I'm out of breath. The horizon has never stretched this far. It's frightening. It's beautiful. Mortal eyes were never meant to take so much in. Hellfire burns in the sky. There is no shade. It is awful and full of awe. I've never felt more alive than this moment. Exposed, vulnerable, wondrous, thrilled, ecstatic, scared and dumbstruck at a peak. I rest for the first time in my memory. I rediscover I can't rest. I've forgotten how. So, what now? I had a purpose, an awful one, sure it was dated. Respite reset it, 'cause now I'm regretting this momentary pause from an unexplained cause, and I think to return before I am stirred into a breakdown.
Sisyphus of Thessaly, before the kings of old, letting down the loss of his holy rule. He heaved the boulder off the ledge to roll back down, hoping that his butterfingers would once again be found.
It was just a cosmic error, no more existential terror.
But the curse was broken through and through. Sisyphus didn't know what to do.
Listless, he fell victim to.
It doesn't make sense. I've done this whole dance a billion times. I need it back. I need it back. It is my lifeline. I look around at the base of this mountain and see 1,000 rocks of equal size. I simply mustn't have realized that I pushed a different one along. That's why everything is wrong.
Sisyphus of Thessaly, before the fool, the wretch, was thinking irrationally and climbed back down to fetch a different rock in hopes that one would soon slip. Just to despair that led to make the full trip.
No, no, this isn't the end. I must have forgotten the wrong again. Don't know how I managed it, but I must have lost track. I think the cause of all and below can be my furthest track.
So he climbed down again. Then he got another boulder. 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 Sisyphus had pushed up every single boulder to the mountain's peak.
But nothing worked.
In a fit of desperation, for the first time in his memory, Sisyphus managed to leave the mountain. Sisyphus began to wander Tartarus, curious of what he would find. Dozens of other poor souls like him, slaving away at the eternal grind.
Past a man weaving endless rope with a donkey eating what he made.
Until he passed a man working tirelessly with a distantly familiar face.
Who are you?
I'm Sisyphus, and you are.
I'm not sure.
Well, by the name emblazoned on your chariot, I'd say you were Salmoneus.
Salmoneus.
My brother.
Your brother.
His brother, a brief history of Salmoneus. Salmoneus was the king of Savannah, and he ruled with a fist of full steel. He wanted to be sure that the fear of the gods was all that his subjects could feel. Zeus's thunder is what he wanted, so he built a bridge of brass, and he rode his chariot over the metal really fast. And it crashed real loud, and it scared the people brief history of the Divides. $50 to one father and 9 mothers. They had marriages arranged, but their father plotted to kill the 50 husbands for no apparent reason. Guess he was deranged. On the night after their joint wedding day, 49 killed them all dead. But Eve, Harrel, decided to spare the life of her newlywed. Her father got mad, but her husband killed her father, and she was sent up to Elysium. But the other girls were sent from here to hell, and I quit in the morning, I will clear the story to hell.
Plus I doubt I could remember which one of them I was.
So now the 49 of them must fill the sleepy tub 1 gallon at a time for all time.
Why don't you just fill up the hole? Doesn't that seem rather simple?
Yes, but that sort of defeats the whole purpose of it all.
Don't use the word purpose. You don't know what purpose is.
We do and we have one, and it's this.
You wouldn't know purpose if it rolled you over.
Sisyphus trudged on the turn of the line. Anybody who could pose some sense.
Saw a giant getting its livery and by some vultures and a whole host of suffering titans.
There had to be someone in this never-ending hell who could understand the struggle of his heart.
But Sisyphus came across a river bank and trees surrounding a man chained up.
What's your deal? What's your deal? You're the last inmate here I can find.
I'm just kind of here. I need food and water I can't have.
Can one of you summarize?
Sure.
Allow me
What?
a brief history of Tantalus. Tantalus was close with the gods of Olympus and on at Zeus's table, but he abused his position and took advantage of it whenever he was able. To test the omniscience of the gods, he killed and diced up his son and offered up the parts as a feast for nearly the whole pantheon. But the gods caught on and they didn't touch their hammers, and Tantalus was punished, obviously. But worry not, for his son was beginning to magic, but that's a tangent for another time. So Tantalus was sent down and placed among the reef, but when he wants to get some food or water, both of them recede, and he's stuck going back and forth for all time.
Tantalus is also where we get the word Tantalus from.
One of the stone.
Motivation, I
It
guess.
was mentioned by a poet once and nowhere else.
It looks like my boulder.
Well, you can't have it, it's mine.
You know I can just grab you the food. The branches don't recede from me.
Well, no, I don't actually want it. I paid it this far without it. If it's good, then I suffer the more when you're gone. If it's bad, I have nothing to reach for. Don't rob me of the purpose King Hades has given me.
Well, I've been robbed of the purpose, King Hades. Yes, that's it. I'll go to King Hades and force him to give me my boulder back.
He set off to find Hades, the person of the place. And with that the sad Sisyphus was the first to leave Taurus. This reminds me of my own work. Oh yes, it intrigues me.
Which work of yours, Kafka?
I'm not Kafka anymore. I'm Plato.
How are you both?
We don't have enough players in this show.
story of the cave?
That's right, yes, sir. Oh, yes, that's right.
Explain it.
That I will. Ahem. The cave. I'm reminded of an excerpt from my Socratic dialogue. The cave. It's an allegory for the plight of ignorant thought. Entertain this notion with me. Two groups of people trapped. They behave much the same. I'll prove that this comparison is apt. The cave starts with people in the dark. The shadows are all they know. They're locked up, chained up, forced to watch a terrifying puppet show. Then a benevolent man comes along and he frees just one poor prisoner running away, and he leads them to the surface world to see the light. They take in the marvelous beauty of everything they can be. So they try to spread this epiphany to the cave. once, many die without finding their purpose. Life will pulverize him, even if it's life he wants.
King Hades with Persephone, I regret to inform you that Sisyphus of Thessaly has
Broken his confinement, yes we know. Hades let him out in a half-baked plan to give him a literal living hell.
let him out when he's evaded death. So
That's what I said.
how know that this isn't a scheme?
Hades, you're outnumbered it seems. Even so, he's already made his way around. Other inmates have seen that Sisyphus got out. If we kept him here, he would cause more of a stir. The damned would come to realize how content they were. We'll make an example of him and reinvent their fears.
If an example's what you want, then open up your ears. We can kill him. Erase his soul forever, never dealt with again. Take away any chance of messing things up for us again.
Does not seem harsh to indulge the God experiment. We're in a new age, needing new means of torture. Think of the damage it could cause up there. You've done this to yourself, but who's the boss around here? Don't you pull that card?
He deserves to die.
He deserves life. He deserves it neither. I think they're wrong. I think they're right. I think that all of this feels rather trite. Which one is worse? What does life mean? I suppose that's why we have philosophy. I think.
No, it doesn't sound like me. That didn't sound like me. That didn't sound like me. They sought after nothing but frivolous rule. The scope is minuscule. I am not a fool. Those prisoners were sad and desperate for meaning. They only know their torture and pain. They are simply blind to the beauty I've seen. Kept in my boulder so plain. They're victims of their limited scope. They don't know what's good from bad. They don't even know how to hold. And again, the stone is all I have. No, it isn't a sin. Difference is plain. They're living in shame. My destiny's woven by a multicolored spool. My boulder isn't cool. I am not a fool. Or perhaps I am in denial. How am I to know what I don't know? The tales I've heard are reckless and wild. Now I'm inclined to believe them, even so. A boulder is all I know.
want.
For reasons unknown to me, my boulder's lost its function, its glamour, its spark, its everything. I humbly ask your grace for my life to be returned to the way things were before this hitch, my king.
Never in my endless brain has become my eponymous limit. Has anybody asked something so callous? You wish to be punished for, oh my good man, you must understand that I have lost my balance.
But you must understand yourself that there is no punishment that I have ever known for the fateful day that I succeeded. If you deem me worthy, I simply seek a meaning for myself.
I deem you worthy of punishment long ago. Remember your life that was needed, but now I can hardly justify keeping you in hell.
But that is what I want, can't you see? And only you can offer it to me. So I ask of you to hear my plea and reunite me with my
A
goal.
good idea, I must say. It doesn't matter how much you may ask. You deserve better than a never-ending past. You won't be locked up in a casket. No life as a joke.
Then what do you propose?
You've a narrow vision of the world to search for purpose here. Why limit yourself to so few options?
Of course there's only so much we can do. You're still dead after all. That's not something to be pardoned.
What you seek is order, what you seek is purpose. It's something that I'm happy to provide. If I can pull some strings, I could possibly give you a second, no, third,
No.
fourth chance at life.
Like you say, is there a chance that life could have a boulder much like my own? This is all I want and all I ask of you, nothing more.
Well, maybe not a boulder like the one you knew, but a metaphorical stone. You would be amazed by all the wonders the world has in store. It's more beautiful than any mountain peak. You can find any purpose you seek. You'll no more be a wretch and a freak, but a man through and through.
To be honest, that sounds a bit pleasant. The perks of boulders without the message. No pain to numb, no drawbacks to stress it.
On the other hand, it's right for you.
Tango!
Yes, I think it's plain to see a return to the living is just the thing I deserve after all is through. Life has a normalcy, the perfect world for me, and it's time to open this chapter, volume 2.
Care on my loyal ferryman. Bring this man back to life.
At once.
You had better be certain of this. Of course, I am my dearest wife. Living is full of randomness. Don't collapse to the absurdness on a dime. Good
no good man that I pity you, and that's not to sound belittling. You're a pawn in a plan, a half-baked one too. You deserve better than their meddling. See, Hades seeks to break your spirit again and again, but he forgets that while the gods can never change, humans always can.
I only seek a purpose, a claim to call my own, a task, a job, a metaphysical throne.
You only seek a purpose, yes, that's something you've made rather clear, but what if you reach it? What then? You're back to the fear. Long ago I found myself appearing in this land. Nothing more to my existence except Carol the ferryman. I guided souls along their way, never fully knowing why, until it clicked one fateful day, the meaning of my endless ride.
Where is the meaning in sailing from one river bank just to reach the other side? That's like climbing a mountain to reach its peak, disappointed at what you find.
Life is not the shores you reach, it's not the boat you sail. Life is the river you ride along to stop its flows to fail. Poor guy, poor wretch, poor soul, it's time you write a story for yourself that no one can forget. I will see you again in a few decades' time. The best is still before you, the river flows yet.
So what then? No boulder, just all of my burdens to shoulder. I'm no Atlas, how can you expect this?
You'll find your boulder is your process, not your objective. The struggle itself towards the height is enough to fill a man's heart. One must imagine Sisyphus happy.
What?
I will see you again in a few decades' time. The best is still before you, the river flows yet. That Sisyphus leaves the cave.
Sisyphus reaches the world of the living. He breathes in real air for the first time in his memory. He takes in all there is to see.
We don't know how time works in Tartarus, so what was eternity down there could have been minutes or millennia in the real world.
Either way, it's beautiful to him. A vague sense of nostalgia despite not remembering anything.
The melancholic tang of all the baggage being alive carries with it.
The overwhelming attacks on all five senses.
The resolve to begin again and the newly found fear to end.
It all washes
over him at once.
Oxygen. Intoxicating. A starry night sky. Orion gazes down on me.
there left to do?
Find out with me.
Oh.